Well, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee. Today I'm making 5 quick and easy appetizers that you can bring to any barbecue. Summer's right around the corner. Let's get cooking. So this first recipe is a cheese dip, and the ingredients include a pound of cheese. I have pepper jack cheese and Colby Jack. I'm gonna use a half a pound of each. I have 3 Roma tomatoes, the juice of a lemon, cilantro, half of a diced onion, a whole jalapeno. I'm gonna keep the seeds in because I like the heat. A can of diced chilies. And then for spices, I have some Redmond's real salt, nutritional yeast, which is optional, fresh black pepper, crushed red pepper, and garlic. And then for the dressing, I'm going to be using a packet of Italian dressing. And to make that, you're gonna just follow the package instructions. To get started, we're gonna need to make our Italian dressing, and we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of vinegar. I'm just gonna add this to a clean mason jar. Also, in this bowl, I have a tablespoon of water. Then we're gonna add this packet and give it a shake. We're gonna follow up with a half a cup of neutral oil. I'm using avocado oil today. You can use olive oil. I do wanna mention the vinegar. I'm using white vinegar, but if you wanna use apple cider vinegar, you can. It'll give your dressing much more zang and zip. But today I'm just gonna use the white vinegar. Go ahead and give this a shake, and then we're gonna set this aside. Our dressing is done. First thing that we need to do is get our cheese grated. So I've got a half a pound of pepper jack cheese. I like using pepper jack cheese because it already has the spices and the peppers, and it's just delicious. It's nice and soft. So we'll go ahead and get this grated up and into a large bowl. This is gonna make a lot. It's gonna feed a lot of people. This recipe came from a very, very dear friend. Maybe 20 years ago, she brought it herself to a potluck, and we just devoured it. I've been making it ever since, and I don't think anybody's ever been disappointed. And our Colby Jack. If you want to use mozzarella cheese, you can. If you want your dip to have a little bit more oomph, you can use a sharp cheddar. Use any kind of cheese that you have on hand, and it'll be good. Now we're gonna go ahead and chop up our cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can leave this out and maybe throw in some parsley. I understand not a lot of people like cilantro. They say it tastes like soap. We love cilantro, so I'm gonna add it in. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and dice a purple onion, a half of a purple onion. Use as much as you want. And then we go. And next we're gonna dice up our jalapeno. I'm gonna keep the seeds in because we like the spice of this dish. Try to get these as small as you can. And now we're gonna go ahead and dice our tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and core and take out the seeds. You do want a little bit of liquid. This is what's gonna make the cheese dip stay nice and moist. So we'll go ahead and get these seeded first. Okay, the tomatoes are all de-seeded and chopped. We're gonna go ahead and add that to our bowl. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add our can of diced chilies. Juice up a lemon. So next we're going to go ahead and add our spices. We're going to use a teaspoon of each: pepper, nutritional yeast, Redmond salt, crushed red pepper, and garlic. We're going to go ahead and add a heaping teaspoon of garlic. Nutritional yeast, which is optional. I like it because it has all the B vitamins in it. A teaspoon of salt. and a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, followed by pepper. If you've made it this far in the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It really helps me reach more people and share my recipes. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give everything a really good mixing, and then I'm gonna add the dressing. So the dressing is combined with our cheese dip. You wanna let this sit a minimum of 1 hour. You want the tomatoes to slowly start releasing their juices. It's gonna make your dip nice and moist. Preferably, you'd like to make this the day before and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And for our second recipe today, we're making bacon wrapped artichokes. Okay, so I have some bacon here. We're gonna go ahead and just line this out. I put some a paper bag on my cutting board just to make cleanup super easy. So we'll just go ahead and lay out each slice of bacon. And we're gonna put an artichoke quarter on each slice. This is super easy, so quick and fast, and absolutely delicious. If you love artichokes and you love bacon, bacon gets nice and crispy and the artichokes get nice and soft. And then all you're gonna do is just roll it up and put it on your baking sheet. Seam side down. You can secure it with a toothpick if you want. I used a can of artichokes, whole artichokes in water, but I really like my artichokes from Costco in the glass container that are seasoned and marinated. This recipe came to me years ago, maybe 20 years ago, watching Food Network. I loved semi-home cooking with Sandra Lee, I think is her name. Anyways, this recipe she had featured on her video, and I thought I'd give it a try, and I've made it quite often actually. So now that my artichokes are wrapped in bacon, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little sprinkle of some Slap Your Mama, give them some nice flavor and a little bit of heat, not too much. The bacon's already salty, so you don't want to add too much. And we're gonna go ahead and pop this in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for roughly half an hour. And we're gonna toss them halfway through. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just give them a flip so the other side gets browned as well. Give them another dusting of Slap Your Mama. If you don't have Slap Your Mama, go ahead and use salt and pepper, seasoning salt, whatever you have on hand that you like. And we're gonna go ahead and stick them back in the oven for another 15 minutes until they're brown on the other side. So this salsa recipe is literally a dump and go. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start by adding our jar. This is a 15.2 ounce jar of Herdez salsa. We're gonna add it right to the food processor. I cut off the stems of my cilantro already, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that as well. I cut the stems off of my jalapenos, just cut them in chunks. Add those to the blender. Juice our lemon. Add that. I'm gonna give a little swirl of avocado oil. Gives it a nice texture. Use a teaspoon of nutritional yeast. Crushed red pepper. Red mint salt. And some black pepper to taste. And I just need to grab some garlic. We're going to use a teaspoon of garlic or a clove. If you want more, go ahead and add more. Go ahead and plop on your lid. Our next appetizer is a artichoke and spinach dip. So to a 2-quart baking dish, I already have 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a 10-ounce box of spinach that I chopped and I drained. I'm gonna add a 14.5-ounce can of chopped artichokes. I'm also gonna add a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, a 1/4 cup, a hefty 1/4 cup of good sour cream. I have a little bit of maybe 2 tablespoons of an onion. And then here I have some garlic, some parsley, nutritional yeast, salt, and some crushed red pepper. And a cup of mozzarella cheese. We're just gonna dump this thing in. This is 8 ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a nice mix. Just gave it a good dusting of some cayenne pepper on top. We like spicy. And I'm gonna put it in my 350-degree oven, covered for 30 minutes. So our next appetizer is an Italian seasoned cream cheese that we're gonna have on toast. And for this dish, you're gonna need a couple tablespoons of oil. I have some chopped and cooked bacon, a packet of Italian seasoning, which I already mixed in 8 ounces of cream cheese. And I sliced up a Roma tomato and a little bit of a cucumber. I'm using homemade bread today. And I'm gonna go ahead and just brush my loaf or my bread with a little bit of oil. Next, to dress our toast, I'm just gonna put a slice of a Roma tomato and a cucumber. Let's put it like this. The cucumber at the bottom. Do a couple of those. I'll do a few with some bacon. A couple with some shallots. Not too much. Just take some of that off. And we'll get a little bit of cilantro on those too. And there you have it. If you use a French baguette or an Italian loaf, just go ahead and slice it all the way across widthwise, and you'll have bigger slices. You don't have to toast it. It's good not toasted too. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I had fun making all these recipes for you. Guests will surely love each and every one of them. I hope you give them a try. So if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later. Ciao.